brand new information on the next element fission update just dropped. I've been saying that for the past couple of videos because we get more information and then we get more information and then we're like, when's the update? Because we get more information, but we don't actually get the update. But the update is coming on November 17th. This says right here, it is going to be, the maintenance is going to be between 5 and 6 a.m. my time though. So dates and times are shown your local time zone. So that's going to be different for everyone. I am on the Eastern United States. So take that for what it is. Let's take a look. We know that this is going to be the Viking units, the Death Dinosaur units, and the background battles, in addition to a couple other things. But let's see what else. There's going to be new events where we can actually get some of those new units as well. So let's see what else is going to be in this update. We're not going to go over all of these skills for the Viking and the Death Dinosaur in this because we've already talked about them before, so we don't need to continue to go over them over and over and over again. These are the runes for the Viking. There's a lot of stuff in this Viking. We got the Dark Warners is getting balanced. Okay, local anesthesia, attack bar reduction for 6-star effects increased from 35 to 50%. 6-star effects no longer include a 1-turn cooldown reduction. That is going to make this potentially less nasty in guild content defenses. So guild war defenses. That's interesting because, well, potentially, but you know, a lot of times these are still used with the Dark Dr. Evil and the Tree Sphere Sage. So cooldowns are what it is. So there's a change to the Dark Warners. I think that this is going to possibly be a little bit more frustrating if people are using it, and people are using it in the Lost Tunnel. So this might be the 1-turn cooldown reduction might be a little bit disappointing for that. And then we have the Tree Wandering Monk. 6-star effect has been changed from increasing speed by 15 to skill enhancement. Okay, let's take a look at the skill enhancement. Can be cast on another ally. Both you and the target will gain the removal debuffs and 2-turn counterattack effect. That is interesting. Yeah, that is going to be potentially more nasty. Okay. Nature Order at effect. When other allies receive action bar reduction, your action bar will increase by 20%. So that's definitely making up for the decreased speed. So that's because when you say we're gonna not increase the speed by 15 like we were before, it's like, okay, storage unit, but this definitely makes up for it. Next, we have the Tree Barbarian. Gravity Presence. At effect, enemies that lose more speed due to this skill will deal less damage when attacking you. Damage reduced by 10% for every 100 speed difference. So let's say a Dark Pumpkin Freak. A Tree Pumpkin Freak. Nope. Dark Pumpkin Freak has plus 200 speed. This is going to be a 20% less damage, or 20% damage reduction from that. And it's going to be potentially, I mean, he's not really going to take too much damage from like the water twin blade anyway, but yeah, it's interesting that they went with this. I was not expecting that at all. And then we have the Fairy, okay, the Tree and the Light. Increased damage dealt by 25% for Leaf Storm. Misdirection base cooldown, so that's for the Tree 1 skill 3. And then the Misdirection base cooldown time has been reduced from 6 turns to 5 turns on the Light Fairy. I don't have this personally, so I haven't played around with it. I don't really know what to make of it. But base cooldown decrease is always good. So that gets a little buff. Light Specialist, Electromagnetic Pulse, that's the skill 3 base activation rate, has been reduced from 90 to 80%. Maybe it was too... I mean, it is a very strong unit, so... Man-at-Arms, Thrust 6-star effect has been changed from deal damage based on speed to restore 10% HP of the other ally with the lowest health. Okay. The damage based on speed is always nice, though. But the restore HP to the ally with that. That's kind of surprising, to be honest. I wasn't expecting some of these changes. Sphere Sage, Black Core, bonus damage coefficient has been increased from 15% to 20%. Okay, a little buff there. Death Dinosaur, we already talked about all of these before. We got the Wicked Witch. Base activation rate has been increased from 70 to 80% for the Acid Rain. We have and that's a very popular unit, especially for the new elemental dungeons, for anyone that has the Light Wicked Witch. Ripper, applied nullify effect is increased from 1 stack to 2 stacks. That's actually seems like it's going to be a significant change in PvE for anyone that's using this in PvE. I could see them being very happy with that. What else do we have? Feature updates, type adjustments. Water Wandering Monk loses the nuker specialization, gains the tank specialization, which I believe that they mentioned that before. After the update, the Water Wandering Monk specialization points will be automatically forgotten and need to be relearned. I didn't do mine at all. I don't know why I didn't do mine. That's the thing that we use all the time. I should have done it, but yeah. Tree Bomb Man loses the Disruptor specialization. Makes sense. Gains the core specialization. After the update, the Tree Bomb Man specialization points will be automatically forgotten and need to be relearned. So core is like a bruiser kind of thing. Dark Iron Fist gains the tank specialization. Fire Gunslinger gains the initiator specialization. That is interesting. So that, I think, is going to... Because initiator isn't just for taking turn 1. It's also for combating some other turn 1 and trying to cut in. They have skills in the skill tree for cutting in. So I think that is possibly going to be beneficial in the future for live arena with a double revenge and immunity gear set. Water Gunslinger gains the Disruptor specialization. That's not... I'm surprised to see that, but okay. Water Gunslinger gains the Disruptor specialization. And then we have the core deft damage reduction from boss attacks has been adjusted from 123 to 246. So these are just the different specializations for the skill trees. They're making modifications to make them looks like they're going to be stronger. Core Challenger critical rate against bosses has been increased from 135 to 246. Core Cascade effect now affects not only Echo Set and skills that increase the number of hits, such as Tree Spiders, Man at Legs, Water Ninrat's Torrent, Lights, Sky Police, and all of these other ones, but also affects additional skills proc in the same turn, such as Tree Sharpshooter's Bullseye, Water Bouncing Joker's Encore, Ripper's Boomerang Hat, Wicked Witch's Malevolent Gift, and Twin Blade's Quick Slash, etc. Okay, just being able to be used with more units and more skills. Got it. Disabler Ruin, bomb damage increase has been adjusted from 135 to 246. Just, I mean, some of these are small, like 135, 246, there's just 1% for each of them. But the core deft, they're doubling all of these, so. Disable Rhythm rework. After successfully applying an inability effect or action bar reduction effect, your speed increases by 11222 up to a maximum of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I don't remember exactly what it was before, what the numbers were before. So, Nuker Ruin. The bomb damage increase has been adjusted from 135 to 246, tiny 1. Nuker Bullying critical damage increased by 12345% to 246%. Trigger condition change from enemy stats being lower than yours to being lower than half of yours. Skill swap positions with Killing Machine. Nuker Killing Machine, attack defense increase effect for each skill has been adjusted from 4, 8, 12 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Skill has been swapped positions with Bullying. So that's a lot more base stat increase over there. Nuker Replete, the trigger condition has been changed from having half or more HP to having full HP. I don't remember the exact wording of this skill, though. Support Sanctuary while under the shield's influence. Addition to damage reduction, you will also gain a 1% effect resistance per level. Support Adversary. When you have no buffs, your effect resistance increases by 1 through 5. When you have debuffs, your effect resistance increases by another 1 through 5. If you do not support Relaxed, if you do not attack during your turn using a non-attack skill or being CC'd and unable to act, your speed will increase by 1 through 5 up to a maximum of 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 20. Initiator Alertness. Effect accuracy increases from 135 to 246, just a little one. Initiator Quell. Damage increase adjusted from 135 to 246, just another little one. Initiator Adrenaline. Now you permanently gain a speed bonus the first time your HP drops to half, instead of only gaining a speed boost while your HP is below half. Okay, so it's a permanent rather than a temporary. Tank app. I don't know all of the wording on all of the skills for the befores to know like really how big of a difference the afters are going to be. I mean, some of them, like it says here, but some of them it doesn't. Tank Affable, increase in shield amount has been adjusted from 123 to 246, so doubling it. Tank Indomitable grants a permanent effect resistance bonus the first time HP drops to half, instead of only granting the effect resistance bonus while HP is below half. So some of these, noticing instead of temporary, it's going to be permanent. Increases Disruptor Concentration. Effect activation rate is adjusted from 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to 4, 8, 12, 16, 20%. So that's doubling everything. And then we have some new, looks like, oh, just one new skill. Unrevivable units with this effect cannot be revived after being killed. That's from the dinos, right? I'm trying to remember correctly, but I think it's from some of the dinos. Stealth units under stealth effect will not be countered. Damage reduction effects now only apply to area of effect attacks and will not affect single target attacks. Provoke. Effect disappears after the enemy uses a single target skill to attack you, ensuring that the damage reduction effect applies correctly to the attack. Previously, this attack disappeared immediately after the enemy issued the attack command before the attack had occurred. Okay, so it's a timing issue for Provoke. And then Elemental Dungeon event new, a flash event for the Elemental Dungeons that had been added, open on the 20th of each month and lasting for 5 days. So it's going to be every month, looks like. Rewards include Primal Hearts and Powerful Illyriums. Both really good. This is going to potentially kind of quell the fury of the community of we don't have any of these hearts. So Primal Heart is new. It can replace any type of hard material and is used to upgrade the Elmon's specialization level to 6 stars. This is going to be nice if one of your teams is nice to just have more of these, right? But nice especially if you have 1 or 2 teams that are not as strong as some of the other ones, like maybe for example your LD teams, you don't have a crazy LD stuff, and your LD teams are not as strong as your tree and water and fire teams. So then we have the Gene Pass, lasts for 30 times. So this is new as well. Lasts for 30 times. It will increase the material drop amount of each battle in the Elemental Dungeon by 1. Material drop including the hearts, because that would be huge. But it only lasts for 30 times. So this is looking like a thing that might potentially be both in events and also packages. That's what I would guess. I don't know firsthand, but that's what I would guess. And then we have the Call of the Battle Soul, special event that will be held to celebrate the 2 new Elements introduced at this time. This event will also last for 30 days. During the event, you can select this option to increase the probability of obtaining Death Dinosaur and Viking, so kind of like a banner. Completing all events will reward you with 2 Event Illyrium, 1 Twilight Illyrium, 1 Powerful Illyrium, and a large number of regular Illyrium. And the Event Illyrium, you're guaranteed to obtain either the Death Dinosaur or the Viking from this Fission item. Watch, I get all of the Vikings. I don't even get the dinosaurs. That would be poetic. Would that be poetic justice? Irony? I don't know. Death Dinosaur or Viking from this Fission item, which will be used to fission from 10 Elements across 5 attributes from 2 families. Detailed probabilities can be viewed from the Fission rate. But they're including the LD ones. That's crazy. But I would imagine that LDs are going to be decreased probabilities, because it says detailed probabilities viewed in the Fission rate panel. So that leads me to believe, don't get too excited about a whole bunch of LDs dropping from those. But yeah. Monthly event on the points tab. Redeeming various items will no longer consume event points, except for items that can be purchased an unlimited number of times. The daily items have been removed from the points tab. 2 daily quests have been added to the quest tab. Trying to process that. Background battle new. Brand new battle assistance feature allows you to let the server handle the calculations for repeat battle, and you can see the battle progress and collect battle drops in real time. Background battles do not depend on whether the client is running, so you can switch to other applications and close the application after background battle begins without affecting the battle progress. This, I have noticed, is being implemented in a lot of different gacha games. There have been some that are like, let's make sure, because at first the AFK games were doing it, right? That was the whole situation, like, okay, people don't want to be constantly have their phone and the game on, and the phone is in the pocket just because you have to be farming resources, and that's kind of why AFK games, because AFK games, like, visually, a lot of them are not anything, I'm preaching to the choir, you're like, yeah, we know a lot of them are not anything special visually, but that's, like, that was one of the appeals of this, is you don't have to be constantly glued to your phone. You don't have to have your phone constantly running, draining the battery. It's just going to let the server calculate all of these things very minimally, minimal power usage, minimal everything. and then you come back to it and you see what's dropped since the last time you checked on it. So more games. I feel like games have to implement this, because this is just what the communities want. This is what the players want, and any games that don't implement this are going to be left in the dust. So, I mean, that's already started to happen over the past couple of years. So, background battle enabled disabled. During repeat battle, clicking on the button in the upper right corner of the screen will immediately switch the current battle into a background battle. After each round of background battle ends, clicking rerun in the details panel will run the same background battle again. During background battle, clicking the return button in the details panel will immediately end the background battle, returning the player to the foreground, handing it back to the player. Battle type limit. Background battles are only supported at story level, crazy dungeon, elemental dungeons, abyss dungeons, mental fortress. 5 areas will be inaccessible during background battles. However, players can still engage in other types of battles, lost tunnel, arena, and guild battles. That's what you would expect. Handle drops. Existing repeat battles require all battles to complete before you can get the loot, while the background battles support real-time viewing of loot. The loot after each battle will be immediately displayed in the details panel. You can process them immediately or process them all at once later. Strength and Inherit. There is no longer a 12-hour cooldown. This feature was adjusted in the previous version, can no longer be abused. The cooldown can now be safely removed. I don't know who is abusing the feature. Maybe crazy things were going on that I didn't realize. What else do we have? Strategy. A button to access recommended teams has been added to the battle preparation screens for Lost Tunnel and Mental Fortress. A copy button has also been added to the recommended team ranking page, allowing you to directly copy the target team to the current battle preparation screen. Missing Elmon slots will be left empty. So if you see a team that you like of someone else's, you just click the copy button and it will put your units of those same units in there for you. Chat. When you successfully upgrade an Elmon's specialization level to 6 stars, an event notification will be sent to the chat channel. Other updates. Oh my god, more updates! Dark Wandering Monk passive ability will now only trigger on units currently in their turn to avoid conflicting with certain skills with unique mechanics. I mean, going back to something from like 10 minutes ago, I think that I'm really feeling like the Tree Monk, you know, talking about the Dark Monk, I really feel like the Tree Monk might see a lot more play now. Where is he? Tree Wandering Monk. Because this, whenever the allies receive action bar reduction, your action bar will increase by 20%. I think that's actually going to be... That seems like that's going to be huge. But maybe I'm crazy. I'm always crazy. Healing dealt to allies by Dark Ant Cannon's ultimate absorb will now correctly recover as 50% of the actual damage dealt. Oh, I didn't know it was broken before. Fixing the issue with the Dark Manor Arms passive would not trigger correctly when bombs and dot effects reduce enemies' health to below half. Fixing the issue with the skill cooldown attack of the Hex unit would reset after the Hex effect ended. So these are just bug fixes. Fixing the issue with the arena leaders were not functioning correctly in Theme Arena. And where some persistent effects of the replaced unit were not properly removed when switching units. When a substitution is made in Theme Arena, if the substitute unit has escort or applied escort to another unit, this effect will be immediate. They're doing bug fixes to things that people cannot play yet. Okay. Yeah, so that's live arena. I don't see any because it's not live yet. So when is that gonna happen? I want that live arena, man. That seems very much not like something I would say, but I want that live arena. Fix an issue with accidentally pressing the back button or making a back gesture during battle could prevent certain user interfaces from closing after the battle ended. This is something that I have been experiencing a lot, actually. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this as well. This has made the game crash many times for me. So I'm glad. I wasn't going to complain about this. I just started managing battles differently, being a little bit more patient instead of like trying to close with the escape and then also exit out different. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little impatient. So this definitely will help. I'm hoping that live arena actual seasons are going to be implemented. I mean, you can play live arena. It's just challenging. You have to kind of like talk to someone else first and be like, "Hey, you guys want to play some live arena? Okay, let's do some live arena." But yeah. Hopefully that is not too much too far off, but we have the new units, which is very exciting. We have the background battles, which is exciting, and we have a date confirmed, which is also exciting. 7 days from now. Hope you guys are excited about this. How many more times have I got to say exciting? I will see you as always in the next one.